Well, the NBA doesn't have my highlights ready today, so I guess we'll just talk about a couple of the games that took place last night. Let's start with the biggest storyline out of the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles Clippers, a 4 seed out west, home court advantage, lost. Games 1 and games 2, lost. Luka Doncic dominating this series. All the confidence in the world the Clippers maybe had going into this postseason run with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard significantly more healthy throughout this season than they did the previous year, lost. The Clippers are down 0-2, heading to Dallas after a 127-121 defeat to the Mavs. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I picked the Clippers in 7. I feel awful about that prediction. But look, I am a Los Angeles Lakers diehard. Sometimes you just enjoy a little bit laughing at some of your own predictions. All right? Fam, Kawhi Leonard was absolutely incredible with 41 points. 30 of them came in the first half in game 2. But, and here's a big but, Luka dropped 39. Luka continues to dominate the Clippers. He's only played the Clippers in his playoff career thus far. It's like we're like 8 games in, and Luka's averaging 30, 10, and 9 right now against the Los Angeles Clippers. Not only is it Luka, Maxi Kleber's playing out of his mind. Tim Hardaway Jr., I think he's knocked down 11 three-pointers and 2 game averaging 24.5 points. Dallas is dominating the Clippers right now. What in the hell is going on with Ty Lue and the Clippers? I thought adding Rajon Rondo to this mix would help a lot. But even Rondo, fresh off of his championship, his illustrious career, in which Rondo might sneak into the Hall of Fame, by the way, even Rondo, a great point guard at his peak. If he's not a great point guard today, he's a great mind of the game still. We just saw it a few months ago in the bubble. Even Rondo can't solve the woes of the Clippers. Luka Doncic is absolutely dominating anybody they throw at him. If it's Patrick Beverley, he's too little. If it's Paul George, all you got to do is get him in a switch, and he'll easily allow the big to switch on him and his barbecue chicken if it's Luka against a big. Either he's heading to the rim or hitting you with that step back. Kawhi Leonard seems to want nothing to do with Luka, and that's where I want to stay for a couple of seconds if y'all don't mind. Kawhi Leonard is going out and scoring. He dropped 26 in game 1. Again, I told y'all he dropped 41 in game 2. He played his behind off on the offensive end. But like I said yesterday, between the Toronto to Los Angeles switch for Kawhi Leonard, we've seen the Claw, who was known as being one of the best defenders in the history of the game on ball. He's turned into an okay defender, but a great elite scorer. And I don't know if that's the formula for winning. I don't know if that's exactly what the Clippers needed when they opted to throw all their money at a Kawhi Leonard and all of their assets at a trade for Paul George. I'm not 100% sure if that's a winning formula for Los Angeles right now, because you got a guy going crazy, clearly the number 1 option on his team, but Kawhi's energy and efforts are so dedicated to keeping his team in the game offensively instead of maybe allowing Paul George to take on that role, that Kawhi can no longer be the defender, or he's not doing that. All I'm saying is I know a guy named Kobe Bean Bryant that committed to both ends of the court. I know a guy named Michael Jordan that even with Scottie playing alongside of him had no problems committing to both ends of the court. I know a guy, LeBron in his peak, had no problems committing to both ends of the court. Hell, Dwayne Wade, the list goes on. Elite players of Kawhi's caliber and on up not only could go get you 40, but they could stop the other guy from going and getting 40. And thus far, he ain't doing that. Leonard's not doing that. And this is somebody who's known to be a better defender. I mean, Kobe ain't never won no Defensive Player of the Year. LeBron ain't never won no Defensive Player of the Year. You're telling me Kawhi can't go out and get stops on Luka? That's the missing piece to this puzzle. If Kawhi's going to ball out on offense and then stop Luka from getting 30, 35, 40, and maybe contain him around 22 to 24, the Clippers are up 2-0 in this series, most likely. Luka is entirely too comfortable from the field right now. And unfortunately, double teams are not working on Luka. any type of switch is just absolutely disgusting right now because Kawhi ain't going to switch on to him. Like, it is absolutely disgusting right now. Ty Lue and the Clippers, y'all wanted this. Y'all ended up blowing the last 2 games against the Rockets and Thunder to end y'all season. And what's so funny about that, right? I don't know if the Clippers didn't want to play the Lakers or the Trailblazers in the first round. Remember, in the last week of the season, the Lakers had a small chance of getting the 6th seed out west, right? It was between them, the Blazers, and the Mavs. The Mavs take care of business, and they got the 5 seed locked up. It was down to the Blazers and the Clippers. Here's what's funny. The Clippers lost their second to last game of the season with Kawhi and Paul George not playing. The last game of the season, they opted to sit Kawhi and PG again, but that was already after the Lakers knew that they would be the 7th seed out west, meaning the Clippers could have played and won a game, their last game of the season, and been the 3 seed out west, which would have gave them the Portland Trailblazers. By the way, over the last 2 years, the Clippers have had their way with the Portland Trailblazers. If you incorporate the bubble, I believe they're 8-0 against the Blazers, 6-0 or 8-0. Don't quote me on that. Holding Damian Lillard to around 19 points a game. That's the lowest any team is holding Dame to over the last couple years. They're dominating the Clippers, but struggling with the Mavericks over the last couple years. It took them 6 to get rid of the Mavs last year, and if they're going to take care of the Mavs this year, it'll at least be 6, most likely 7, but it ain't looking too good right now. If you think the Mavericks are going home to not at least get a split, and you know they're not scared of losing to the Clippers on the road, they've been there, done that just 2 times here the last 2 games. It is bad in Los Angeles. I have thoughts individually about Kawhi Leonard that more than what I gave y'all in this video, and what I gave y'all in this video was fire enough. Trust and believe. I have so many thoughts about Paul George. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know where I'm going with Paul George today. You want to stay tuned to the platform, but I want to leave this video right here. I want to focus on the game at hand as the Mavericks take down the Clippers and take a commanding 2-0 series lead. Oh my goodness, man. Ooh, man. Look, Kawhi is not under contract for too much longer. And, yeah, we'll talk about it more in another video. I don't want to do that right now. All right, let me know what were your thoughts on the Clippers Mavericks last night. It was a good game to watch. I'll say that. It was very exciting. Kawhi was incredible, but even his heroics were not enough against Luka and the Mavs.